Welcome
Welcome
to Shade and the
Shady in the
City.
City.
I'm your girl Trees,
It smells.
and today we're jumping into our review. It was painful. It was painful, guys. We are reviewing Married at First Sight. Again, it's part one of the reunion, and unfortunately, there is a part two. So, if you haven't already, Shay, so thank you for joining us. I appreciate you being here because I don't even know if I want to be here, but I want to be with y'all. So so I want to thank y'all. And if you haven't already, Shade Squad, please make sure that you hit that like button.
And that subscribe button.
And yes, and again, thank you for all your support. We see the numbers going up, and we always love the glow up. We do, we do. So thank you. So yeah, let's get into it, and I guess we'll get shady about the little parts that was there. Yeah. So I'm not gonna lie. Most of my notes in the beginning, this is how not into this that I was, y'all. My notes start off literally the first three paragraphs say the host because I didn't know his name until the middle.
I swear to God, let me tell you something. So I knew he's been a host before, and I was like, I know Treese know his name. So I was like,
I could not think of it to save my life. That's
guess
how
who
out of it I
saved
was.
me as far as knowing his name? Guess who saved me as far as knowing his name?
Who?
Chris.
Yes, Chris.
When it got to him, he said, well, something, Kevin.
Yep.
I said, there you go, coming through in the clutch, Chris. Kevin.
Right. Yep. That's exactly what it was. His name does not come up. So forgive me if I say the host. But anyway, so
I guess he figured by now we should know who he is. And we do by face.
So Kevin asked them how things have changed since, appearing on the show and being publicly known. And I did like that Nicole admitted that people, stop and now give their unwarranted opinions about
her a dose of her own medicine,
relationship.
basically.
What'd you say?
Giving her a dose of her own medicine.
Right. And so basically she's just getting it back out what she gave throughout the season.
Gina said she a whole local celebrity, basically. She said she got hoes in different area codes.
Who, Gina?
Mm-hmm. She said everywhere she go, people know who she is.
I guess. So then he asked about the DMs. Dominique reveals people offer her money for cleavage pics. Okay, girl.
Hey, girl, they trying to put you on OnlyFans, trying to give you a little they want a private show for OnlyFans.
Is it terrible to say that I think she would do OnlyFans? Like, she gives me the vibe that she would start an OnlyFans. And that's no shade. I'm just saying, I don't know. She just gives me that vibe. I may be wrong. Drop down in the comments.
She like, y'all want a little cleavage action? She'll be doing it while she fishing.
Right. And so
Jasmine, what I thought was fun. Go ahead. You get
okay. Right. So Jasmine is suggesting that people. She said people are suggesting that she should hook up with Gil,
which I thought was hilarious because if looks could kill,
right?
And Dom looked over like.
But as we know, Dom was supposed to be trying to talk to Gil, and she says that they're still very good friends, and he's a very solid guy.
Look, I said, oh, that's her little friend boy.
Right. You sound like you got friend zoned. Now then the host, I'm sorry. So no, then Clint has moved into Chris and Nicole's building and plays second husband when Chris isn't around. Mac, as we know,
and is dog dad and chef. I don't know. Clint is like a great husband, I think.
Oh no, absolutely.
Like you don't have to do anything. Like the food will be on the stove and he's like, here, baby, come here, let me rub your feet. Like, and go take the dogs for a walk.
Clint does seem like a good
and make you a drink. And read you a book tonight.
You stupid.
and rub you a bubble bath. Like Clint just listen. I'm here for it, Clint.
You do know Clint is taken.
I don't care. He didn't care. He didn't care. He said you never know. I'm just saying. He ain't care.
So now Mac, as we know, is back in Michigan. He said he's happy. And he actually bought a home there. So
he ain't living in nobody else's basement. He got his own now.
Right. I said, okay, coming on, moving on up. So then the host brings up, oh, I'm see, here we go. The host brings up Dom's concerns um
You better than
about
me. I just put he.
right. Not staying in Nashville and how basically Mac proved her right by moving back to Michigan. He says that, if things would have went differently, he would have remained in Nashville. And he asked Dom if she was surprised, and of course she wasn't, because she loved rubbing that in. And then they go on to Dom's puppy Bo and brings up how Mac was annoyed by hearing that she had got a dog after, basically having this whole blow up about her not wanting him to have dogs or whatever. That's how much I am so over the season.
The
I don't
only thing,
really
the only thing
remember.
that got me about this scene was she was like, "Yeah, like you shaded me," and I said, "Congratulations to you." Yeah, boo, to his face, because still behind closed doors, you was like, "Yeah, I'm not surprised." I mean, I
That,
never thought that.
that's
So,
very
I
true.
mean, listen, he might. I'm not gonna lie, he did go a little bit harder, calling her immature and stuff like that. But I mean, she was showing immaturity beyond even the dog situation. But that's neither here nor there. He did go a little bit harder, but I feel like they both shaded each other, and really I wish he would have known. I wish they would have pulled back a clip so he could have got an apology as well.
Mm.
Yeah, I told you congratulations. Yeah, to his face.
Well, Nels had some feelings about that. Um, and yeah, and then they get on, the infamous slender
Slender comment.
comment,
Mm-hmm.
and how it was such a pivotal moment in the season. Nicole says she thought Clint was a dick for that comment. And Clint says he offered up a 40-minute apology after he said that because he realized he may have offended some of the ladies and wasn't trying to say anything bad about Gina. As we all know, he was just stating the obvious that they're to each other, they're
That
not
they
people that
both
they
that
would
they
normally be
both have
attracted to.
difference of
Right.
people that the type that they're attracted to. I did, even when Clint first said it, understood what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like redheads, and normally you go for something else. And normally I like slender women that, you know, I don't know, a little bit more in the gym.
Mm. So then Chris brings up how, just being on camera and obviously newly getting married, just going through all this stuff, like you can just tend to be overly honest. And
He
he
was
brings
coming
up
through in
the
the clutch for
comment.
everybody, even us.
What happened?
I said Chris was coming through in the clutch for everybody, including us.
You stupid. And he was just like, sometimes you could just be overly honest when you're in this process. And I said, ain't that the truth?
So then they move on to Felina. And they show another clip with Air, I guess an unseen clip where Aries is basically kind of throwing shade at Jasmine a little bit. He basically told her, you're weak. And you seem threatened by Felina, and he really likes people that, are strong and can hold their own. I thought, oh, I ain't see that. Yeah, well, I guess none of us seen it. It was an unseen clip. I was like, damn, Eris. That was a whole lot, homie. That was a whole lot.
I
But
think after that, that's when Eris decided he won't go say nothing else on this stage.
right? He was like, y'all showing shit now. I'm already in the hot seat, damn it.
He knew he was going
But
to get it.
listen, I'm gonna say this. Um, I didn't like the comment. I didn't like what he said. But if I'm being 100% honest,
Okay. We keeping it 100.
if she was one of the type of people that he's referring to, people that can hold their own, she would have did it in that situation. Even if it wasn't to Felina, she would have addressed him with his comment that he said. She said it now. She addressed it now and said what she had to say now. But in that moment, you don't know me.
Well, I'm gonna agree with you 1,010%, but I'm also gonna say I think that also I definitely think during the reunion she has definitely shown her growth and how she has learned to kind of speak up for herself a little bit more from
Okay, so
this
you're saying
experience.
that she's grown from that.
Yeah, from being beat down. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I guess we're gonna say that he wasn't 100% wrong. But I think
Yes, but
he definitely could have delivered it a different way.
um I feel like Eris was I don't know. I just feel like if making you want it to check out was a person, it would be Eris. That's just my feelings about it.
He's like, I'm
Like,
already there. Why the hell don't you join me?
I just feel like he was like, I'm just gonna I mean, if you look at even the behind the scenes footage, just even the way they when he talks about, oh, there was a conversation and and I made it very clear and shared with her what it was, it just makes me feel like I felt like you're just gonna keep pushing her until she's like, okay, I give up. I don't want to do this anymore. And because she didn't do that, I think that was even more torturous for him.
Like I said, I guess he's like, I'm already there. Why don't you just join me?
Right.
Let's both check out together. Check out time. So basically, everybody agreed that Aries should have stuck up for his wife. And Gina said, just because she's eloquently spoken does not mean that she's fake. And Jasmine says that she did feel unsupported. Max said to defend Aries, he may have been conflicted. He has a whole new wife, and this is a family member that are butting heads, which I think everybody kind of felt, but it's still kind of like, regardless, this is your wife. And Jasmine said the point was he should have had my back. And Max said, I completely agree with that. So she was like, okay, so let's not defend that. I thought, oh, we got the smoke today.
I mean, she got all that smoke, but she had it for the wrong person.
It always seems that way.
I mean, I'm not saying that Jasmine has to be bitter, but after you continuously disrespected me on national television, we're not going to be friends. We're just not. We would be Kirsten and Shaq cordial.
So I don't know if they're like actually friends. What I get from them hanging out is kind of like what Kirsten and her basically said, oh, basically we're going to show them that they're going to regret not saying yes to us. And basically, I think it's like she wants to keep him around. Yeah, I'm happy over here with what I'm doing. You get to see it. And it might make you feel some type of way. I think she wants him to feel some type of way. I don't know.
And that's how she's still not fully healed, because if you are healed, you don't care.
She literally showed this whole episode,
well, no, that's what I'm saying. But that's why I was saying, like, I don't even think, in my opinion, it's healthy for her to try to remain as cool as she wants.
She does a lot of unhealthy things, like not speaking up for yourself is unhealthy.
See, I don't want to skip ahead into the episode, but we'll get there. But it's a lot of things that about their friendship that it just seems very unhealthy for them to. They at least need to take a break and take a year, go live your life. Hit him on his birthday, say happy birthday. I don't think we gotta, like, I don't know, be staying in touch on a weekly, monthly basis. I don't know. That's just me.
So Aries did agree that a lot of things his cousin said were wrong, and just because she didn't agree with what his wife was saying or her responses doesn't mean that she was wrong. He also said that, he felt like the reason why he really didn't defend her is because he only knew half the story, and that's his A1 day one since 4 months old, so he gonna stick beside her. And he had only known Jasmine for 24 hours prior. Now, Mr. Kevin and his messy ass said, but you knew
I love Kevin, let him have it. I do
like
that he
knew her long enough to say that she looked like she just worked a 16-hour shift.
Right.
And then Jasmine chimed in and said, or that I'm not strong. I said, oh, we're coming out with the blows. So he said he apologized for himself and on behalf of his cousin for not making, her feel secure and really just stepping in. So they cleared the stage of everybody and they brought back out Aries and Jasmine and asked them, what the hell happened here? Aries said, we had a conversation about this.
Okay, can I talk about how that really irritated me? Why are we playing like we didn't watch the season to know what happened? But okay, we can play this game.
He's trying to get things that happen off camera. Like, well,
I guess
the real reason.
You know what? I take that back. Kevin was really trying to get to what happened. Why did you check out as early as you did when the experts gave you basically what you asked for?
So basically, he said, what happened? You got everything, like Tree said, that you asked for. And Eric said, we had a private conversation about this, and wrong road. We're going to keep it that way. It's going to stay private. And he says,
I'm wondering, like, what did he...
It's probably the same thing. He just feels it's probably it's the, because Jasmine said it later. It's that he wasn't attracted to her. He just doesn't want to keep on reiterating.
No, I think Shay Squad do not eat me up. I personally feel like it was a little bit deeper. I think he was a little bit more, what's the word, specific about what it was. I think he said something about that grill.
Did you notice it was fixed?
I think and I think that's why she was so super emotional, because I don't think maybe nobody had ever made her, you know what I mean? Like, she's won beauty contests with that. So I think that him not being able to get past that, I mean, clearly she went and got it fixed.
It might have not just been, listen, it might have not been him. You know, these people be talking in the comments, in the
no,
DMs,
no, and that's true.
and
And
I
that's
said
true.
something about
But
it. So I
in
know
my
other people
opinion,
noticed.
I personally believe um that that's why he was like, I'm damn sure not gonna say what I actually really said to her. Or I think he told her her body wasn't bodying. He said, I think he was very particular in what he said to her. And that's why he doesn't want to repeat it, because he knows it was and it's worse than just, I'm not attracted to you. I truly believe that in my heart of hearts.
Well, Kevin told him, "You are the best man I know that at answering questions." Because I still feel confused. Eric said, "You gonna stay that way?" He said, "We're gonna keep it that way. You gonna stay confused." Jasmine said, you know, coming into this was her biggest fear, that her man would not be attracted to her. So they roll back a clip. Apparently, he said his type was then I'm sorry, his type
Serena
was Serena,
Williams.
and Zendaya was too skinny for him. Jasmine said, "I'm in the middle. I'm right smack dab in the middle of that." Okay. And he basically said, you know, it has nothing to do with her body type at all. Okay. And he said they're just better as friends. They hang out, they cool, but there's nothing romantic. And she said, you know, when she got friend zoned at the honeymoon, they definitely became friends after that. And she ain't like that. She ain't like that. But she does appreciate the fact that he's always been honest with her and never made her feel like it was more than what it was. Now, apparently at the after party, she revealed that he had slept with her friend 10 days prior to them getting married.
I think we told y'all that.
After, I
Y'all
guess,
can go
them
back
going
and
through
watch
their
the review.
mutuals on IG. So this is who he was talking about when he said, "Oh yeah, 2 weeks ago, you know, I had sex with somebody." Basically, she said,
Clearly,
"Okay,
Nashville is small. For them to be local celebrities and, and people run around smashing each other's friends.
this is before they was local celebrities."
No, but I'm saying, and for them to be smashing each other's friends, Nashville must be small, is what I'm saying.
But she said it put things in perspective for her, because that girl is the complete opposite of her. So she is definitely not his type, because if that's his type, that's not her. What? So Eris says that basically that's who he was hanging out with, that's who he was kicking it with before the process started. Then when he got the call about the process, he basically cut the girl off, and that was 2 weeks before he got married. And she said, you know, I could prepare for this totally different. You know, I've been preparing for years to be a wife. Well, somebody over here who ain't never been in love, only been preparing for 2 weeks, if that.
I'm gonna be so honest. After next week, I'll be so happy not to see Eris on my screen for,
Then they show unseen clip where Eris said he would be open to an open marriage. And it seemed like he really tried to talk this girl into it. And she said, you know what, Eris, okay, with him, if it's 3 sentences, he need to just say 2 and forget the third one. Because the third one, he is just ridiculous. He'd be doing too much. And then he said something about he wanted to do it in like 20 years. So she's like, you gonna be 60 in a whole open marriage? And he said that really, he just said it because apparently when he gets tired and the cameras is rolling, he just says the most ridiculous shit. I think he just be ready for them to leave. And he said right after they left, he explained to her that he was joking and he would not be okay with somebody drilling his wife. His words, not mine.
they bring out Jasmine's homegirl Adrian and ask her opinion on how she felt about watching the season and seeing everything play out, but especially because she was actually there, going through it with Jasmine. And she said that she was really worried about Jasmine's mental health, just because again, we saw him basically try to break her down and make her feel like she wasn't shit. So because watching the show, oh no. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So Adrian said she was concerned because Jasmine kept trying to chase something that she couldn't obtain. I said that's a very great way to say it. She points out Eris never being in love was a concern. She brings up Felina calling her fake. And Eris tries to defend her and says she didn't say that. And I was like, well,
I was like, sir, you literally just said just a few minutes ago you apologize for the things that she said. What you should not do is defend her right now.
Right. Especially since she isn't here to do it herself. I think they knew, or maybe she declined. So Adrian calls Felina out for using basically this platform to express her feelings on Jasmine, and basically tells her it was tacky and distasteful. The host agrees that Felina was doing the most. I said, okay, Kevin. And yeah, she also calls Eris out and says that she feels that he really didn't try. We all know that. And then Kevin asked him what's next. Eris said Jasmine inspired him to volunteer and give back. Jasmine is in school to be an esthetician, and wants to open her own spa. I said that's really dope. Boss moves. Wish you the best. Good luck. And Jasmine said friend boy is now her man, and they're very happy. And Eris is still alone. Period. So then Nicole and Chris are happy, still in love. This is going to be very quick. I'm going to wrap this up really nice in a big shady bow. Kevin admits he was wrong about them. He said that they wouldn't work because Nicole is going to drive Chris crazy. I think that we all felt that way.
I still feel like she may. He just ain't
right.
gonna admit it.
She does. I will give Nicole her props. She does seems like she's calmed down a little bit. A little bit. So Chris admits that Nicole was very upset by that comment and felt Kevin, and Nicole tells him she felt he was being very judgy. I said, Nicole, if you felt Kevin was being judgy, did you clearly were not on Twitter when you clearly have not watched these reviews. So he said, he had a change of heart when he saw how Nicole behaved with the whole dog situation. And then they do show like behind the scenes footage of clips that we didn't see of her actually addressing production and being like, look, if we can't live together, because we are not,
I said,
not
okay,
our dogs. And I said,
Nicole.
okay. While Chris was obviously, I'm not gonna do that. So anyway, and Chris praises Nicole for being his ride or die and stepping up in the moment. And they said that married life has been great and they still haven't had any really huge arguments. Nicole says they're not ready for children, but they are getting ready to buy a house first and then they'll revisit the kid conversation. They talk to Nicole's dad, Mark, and we learn Mark talks just as much as Nicole. He's happy with how everything worked out. And then my notes say, I started tuning them out because this is clearly married at first sight, trying to convince us that this process works and to try to get us back for another season.
When they were the only couple that stayed together. I literally said when they were the only couple that stayed married.
And all I'm gonna tell y'all,
yeah, this is what married at sight is all about.
All I'm gonna say, Shade Squad and visitors, if y'all are not a member of the Shade Squad as of yet, if y'all have not hit that like or subscribe, I will just say, y'all better like this up. Because to get me to come back for another season, if they even come back, is going to be challenging. Okay. They unless they film it in DC, I am probably not going to want to watch it. I'm just gonna be.
Have they ever done DC?
I think they have.
Oh.
But they go to cities more than once. But I'm just keeping it all the way 100 with y'all. But I mean, hey, they tried to sell it to us, and I mean, I guess they did do it. I'm not gonna take credit from them. They did do a good job with Nicole and Chris, but I mean, if you going off of 1 out of 5, that's not really good odds. But okay.
So then they brought out all the ladies. They said that they're besties. They stay in the group chat. Nicole is apparently the mama bear, which we already know. She said everybody comes to her for counseling. Clearly, they didn't realize she's the craziest one. She can give advice, but can't take it herself. Then they showed a never be seen for a clip where all the ladies are supporting Jasmine, which made her super emotional then and now. Also showed, and she said she appreciates them for being there for her, and she said it made her emotional now because she looked like she had the life sucked out of her, and she knew she wasn't getting what she deserved. Then they showed the guys; they have clearly moved on, and they had no problem doing it. Okay, they got past it. But the lady said that they aren't surprised. They said Gina needs a man who is a man's man and rough around the edges. Dom needs a lumberjack who is adventurous. They ain't even speak on Jasmine because they said that's gonna work out. He gonna stick beside him. And then for Kirsten, they said Shaq or someone like him. I don't see it.
I don't see it for it.
Then they brought out Gina and Clint. Gina said that she didn't think Clint really had swag, but she think he do now. She done changed her mind.
She like his little glow up.
She better stop looking at him like that.
You stupid.
That's your ex-husband. You had your chance.
And somebody's whole boyfriend.
That he don't even care about. But they said that they're really good friends. But now it's like different when they hang out. To me, it was sounding like they was trying to spin the block is what it was giving me.
Oh, yes. It was definitely giving spin the block.
It was definitely giving spin the block, or like they already have. But that's not either here nor there. Now she says that she doesn't feel like the physical chemistry still.
I think she lets Clint still come over and cook for her and walk Hank. Absolutely.
Oh, I definitely would.
Absolutely. I definitely think she's using the benefits, but I don't think she gave them none.
Been like, damn, but now you're far away. You can't just come upstairs, what it is. But she said, the physical chemistry still isn't there, but she definitely feels a lot more comfortable with him now. And says, but you never know. While this man is over here talking about how he's dating someone.
Is it just me or did she seem shocked by that?
Huh?
That's another thing that makes me feel like they might be trying to spin the block because she seemed kind of like shocked when he said that. And I feel like if y'all are cool and y'all are friends, you should know that he's probably dating someone else. And she seemed kind of caught off guard by that news.
Well, so then it wouldn't be only her trying to spin the block. It's him too, because he ain't telling.
That might be it.
But he said
he wanted to stick it to her and tell her, how habit, kind of like
somebody want me. But he said that his girl think that he got swag, and he thinks that marriage is in their future. So then
I love how Kevin called out Gina about the salon.
What you mean?
And how she brought up the salon.
Oh, if work kept on getting in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she said it did. There was a lot of things that we didn't know that happened to. I think it would have stressed anybody out. She said like she lost 100 bands or something like that doing a
no. And that again, but the show wasn't about your job or your salon.
Girl, she a local celebrity. I bet you she glad she went on the show and made it about
her. Her goal was accomplished.
And you know what's dope? She was probably the only one on the show that had one. And it worked out.
Yeah.
So everybody else.
Well,
you came there and you left
empty. Accomplished the goal. Oh. The goal of the show.
I guess, okay. Chris and Nicole and the only other single person are the only ones that didn't leave him empty-handed.
Right.
Clint got left with his Jamaica stuff, but everybody else. So then they move on to Kirsten and Shaq. Now he said that he decided to go back to therapy and work on some self-awareness. I think that was a great idea. Apparently they still talk. They do check-ins here and there. He has relocated to Austin for a new job. We didn't see this coming. But she says that she was really hurt behind what happened, but she put her feelings to the side, which was, for her, that's a no-no. Okay, but because his grandmother passed, she did. Although I wish they would have showed the clip where to him it was not enough.
Because I love him with J-Dub, because he needs more support. Support. He
Is there
needs
anything I
support.
can do for you?
I love when he does that.
Like, I don't know. He gets on my nerves. Now, if you want to call anybody a crybaby. So then as far as support, she goes down the long laundry list of things that she was there for him and supported him for. But clearly he didn't see it. He said he ain't have enough time. He ain't have enough time.
Right. And they were like, well, you could have had, I love when Kevin called in. He said, you could have had.
He was on point.
He was
on point. Because he definitely said, well, I mean, you could have, but you chose not to.
Mm-hmm.
You said no. But she says, so then they show a clip where they had this mismatched communication. And I think, yes, it did confuse all of us, because sometimes they said that they were good, when the other one said that they was in a rocky spot. And it was a lot. It was like, what? And basically she said, yeah, it was a roller coaster ride. There was no consistency. And she felt like really after filming, they didn't talk. And I think that's where all that we need to spend more time together was coming from. So what pissed me off, I mean, even more than everything else, is the fact that it's okay for him to say, oh, I needed support. You didn't support me. You didn't want to be a part of my life and my work life.
But then you feel like the fact that
wants too much time. She wants to spend time with me. Basically, like, oh, she just wants it to be us in the world. No family, no friends. Like, she's being dramatic. She's being dramatic. Y'all don't even know how each other feel, because you don't talk when the cameras are off. And and it's a problem that she want to spend more time. How the hell you support somebody you don't even know, that don't even spend time with you? He feels that, individually they were working on communication, but feels like they could have did a better job of that together as a married couple. But wouldn't that take time together?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He made no sense. Shaq made no sense.
But Kevin says that there was definitely a shift as soon as Shaq pulled out them strawberries. And she agreed. But also says that, when she gave a little, he would pull back. He was definitely hard to read. And when he has a lack of interest in something, he shows a lack of attention to it. And feels like that's exactly what he did with her. He said no, that he likes her and he really did want to fall in love with her, but it was hard because there was a lot of pressure. I guess with the show and the cameras and everything else. I don't know. You know what I think it was?
What?
The house and the car. What she
said? I mean, that
was she wanted a Ferrari. Did she say she wanted a Ferrari? What the hell she said?
It was something like that. But I think that maybe made him feel pressured. But I don't know. Shaq got so much stuff with him. I'm just happy. I'm thankful he's back in therapy. That's what where he need to be.
Well, she basically said she tried to talk him through that support. And basically, he says that looking back on it, he is acknowledging his flaws. She says she's doing the same thing. And he said, he didn't know before decision day what his decision was. But really says that what happened was there was a prophet from his PhD program that called him and told him that he had some important decisions to make. And it may be time to be selfish and make the decision for you. Now, even Kevin didn't believe this shit. Kevin couldn't even hold it back. He was the host, and he said, now, Shaq.
Now, Shaq. This seems a little far-fetched, buddy.
I see what you're trying to do.
Right.
You're trying to turn around on Jesus.
Look, because he kept, the whole time he was there, he kept talking about God led him to that point.
Like, he said, oh, don't you do it. He said, Jesus didn't put you in this mess.
You signed up for that shit.
You cut that shit out.
Right.
But basically he said that he wasn't sure until he got on the couch. He wasn't sure. He said that, he didn't feel that was his soulmate. Kevin also said, you know, a lot of people in this world, they don't marry their soulmates. After filming, though, he did tell her that, you know, he basically should have said yes. And she said she could have strangled him. But she really don't give a damn. She says that, you know, he missed out.
Mhm.
And to the left. He still ended it with, for him to say yes, he would have needed a wife that wanted to be a part of his life. That's so funny because she was asking to spend time with you. I don't know. Maybe he wants a man that wants to spend time with him and be a part of his life.
Well, that's not very nice. I just, yeah, they're bringing us back for another episode for what I don't know. I'm not really sure. But yeah, Shade Squad, we appreciate you being here. Going through this with us. It's been a long, long road.
A daunting task.
Right. But we appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please, please, please hit the like button,
Comment
and subscribe.
and hit the notification bell.
And we will catch you next week. All right. Thank you guys. Have a good night and have a great weekend.
Good
Bye.
night.